I'm sure it probably was a midnight show. We did see it in the theater, but again, there wasn't an empty seat in the place.
Yeah, that's the thing, absolutely.
People weren't expecting to see the movie Ordinary People. They went there to see Cannibal the Musical. I think people go there thinking it's going to be a Disney film. These people are too stupid to go to theaters.
Well,
so the market is there for that sort of stuff.
Cannibal the Musical and Troma, the Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, Surf Nazis Must Die, Tromeo and Juliet. These movies are very entertaining. They're very witty, and they have very interesting social themes. And the public likes them, but unfortunately, they're thrown in the ghetto of the midnight show. And indeed, whenever whenever our movies are in a theater, now Toxic Avenger was made in 1983, and theaters still call up to play the 35 millimeter prints, and it's always crowded. We have a Tromeo and Juliet. Many of our movies are like that, where they draw a crowd, and even with no advertising after 20 or 30 years. But that you don't make money with that. Guarantee you.
I think that
we didn't get any money out of that screening that Phil saw or James.
Well, I think that's what I like about Troma films is that first of all, you're not afraid. It's totally okay to be un-PC, and I love that. And they are funny, and they are witty, and everything else, and they are, and I think that's what I like about it. And I like that you have stayed consistent through all these years with the type of films that you make. You have not tried to, make it into more of a Hollywood type film. I think you have stayed true to form all these years.
Well, a lot of well-known people have come out of, as I say, the South Park guys. We discovered them. They're quite James Gunn, with whom I wrote Tromeo and Juliet. Tromeo and Juliet is a movie that promotes incest, among other things, and it is one of our more successful films. His next career move was to write Scooby-Doo, which I believe was made in Australia. And then he's been making big-time movies himself. He did a movie for Universal called Slither, very successful. And now he's got a new production with Ellen Page and Rainn Wilson and a whole bunch of stars called Super. And Vincent D'Onofrio, who's the star of CSI, whatever that thing is, he's like supposed to be the most watched TV show. He started with Troma's The First Turn On. Oliver Stone's first movie experience was with us. He's in one of my early movies called Battle of Love's Return. There's a slew. If you'll go through our library, you'll see Kevin Costner's first movie is Sizzle Beach, USA. I didn't direct it, but obviously he was very much a fan of Sizzle Beach, USA, because he went back to the water not too many years later and made Sizzle Beach Part 2, otherwise known as Waterworld. Wonderful, wonderful film.
Well, how do you feel when you hear things like Peter Jackson or Quentin Tarantino, my favorite, that when they say that you have had a big influence on them?
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I hope it's true. I'm flattered that it's true, but they've also had an influence on me. I look at some of Quentin Tarantino's work, and Takahashi Miike, the Japanese guy, I think has written about Citizen Taxi and how he respects it and how he feels it's a great movie. But when I was making Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead, I was very much encouraged by one of his movies, which was Happiness of the Katakuris, which has it's got some zombie in it, and it's got some singing and dancing. And Poultrygeist is not a musical, but it has about 5 or 6 on-screen songs and some dancing. So I'm, it kind of goes both ways. Some of these guys like James Gunn or Eli Roth, who made Hostel and Cabin Fever, and the guys who made Crank, some of these guys give me small parts in their movies because they're Troma fans. Neville Dean Taylor did that with Crank 2.
You were in Cabin Fever too.
No, I wasn't actually.
No?
I was supposed. Well, I'm on the. They've got me there, and the credits are on IMDb. But unfortunately, I had committed to an underground movie in Texas, so I couldn't be in Eli's movie. And I was in a movie called. I can't remember the name of it. But it was very underground. And,
well, I read that you were in Cabin Fever, and I was like, I didn't see him in there.
No, I wasn't. But they've got me in the credits, I think. But I've been in a lot of those, quite a number of movies. Gamer with Gerard, whatever his name is, Butler. That's a big movie. I'm in that one briefly because those directors are big Troma fans. And clearly we have a following, and there are a lot of the mainstream directors that very much love Troma, but the Toxic Avenger is being remade by some major Oscar-winning producer types.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Toxic Avenger, a guy named Akiva Goldsman, who got an Oscar for A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe. He is remaking the Toxic Avenger, or at least he signed to do such a thing. They paid a few bucks. So it looks pretty serious. And another movie of ours called Mother's Day, which my brother wrote and directed, and it's my brother's movie. It's really not Troma's movie. It's my brother's, but we distribute it. The license to that remake, well, actually it was remade. Brett Ratner, who is a big-time director, did the X-Men and stuff like that. He has remade Mother's Day with some stars, Rebecca De Morey and Jamie King. It's a very good remake, directed by Darren Bozeman, who recently directed Repo the Opera. Even though we don't have a pot to pee in, our movies are being remade, and we're getting calls now. People want to remake Troma's The Class of Nukem High, Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. We had an offer on that, and even Poultrygeist. An agent called up who said he had a client who wanted to do Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead the right way. I'm not sure what that. Apparently, I did it the wrong way, but he still wants to. He thought it was good enough to want to remake. They haven't offered us enough money, but obviously we have some kind of profile, and even though we're blacklisted, people seem to feel they want to remake our movie. And in two cases, they have actually paid us some money. So it looks like Mother's Day is actually remade. The Toxic Avenger looks like it's going to be remade. They signed a deal, paid some money, and they're now about to sign a big name director. So we get to see them on the big screen after all. Well, you hopefully get to see good versions. Hopefully there'll be good remakes. Not all remakes are great, but I think in the case of Mother's Day, it's looking pretty good. Well, and it will call attention. The remakes will call attention to the original movies.
Yeah. Lloyd, you guys have been around for like almost 40 years, and just based on word of mouth, fan base and stuff. What do you think it is about Troma films that have made them so popular and had such a rabid fan base?
I think that what's key to the movies that we make, and Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead is a perfect example, is they're entertaining. I mean, they're very entertaining. They give you usually there's a theme that I'm interested in. In the case of Poultrygeist, it's an anti-fast food theme and an anti-phony liberal limousine crowd theme, and Toxic Avenger was an environmental theme, and holy cow, somebody's really crazy to get my phone keeps ringing. I'm sorry. Some people enjoy the jalapeno peppers on their pizza. They want the spicy, hot spices, and Troma is the jalapeno peppers of the cultural pizza. Class of Nukem High, Romeo and Juliet. They all are very entertaining, and they're quite original, and they usually have some provocative themes about which people can leave the theater and have an intelligent discussion. When you want to make a film, what do you look for? First of all, do you write the script yourself, and what do you look for? Do you look for some social statement you want to make, or the humor, is the comedy, the horror? What is it?